2. 1, 2, 3. Let's go!
This is the Roger the Wild Child Show, Nashville Edition. Come on! Buckle up, y'all. It's another boot-stomping, guitar-slinging, full-throttle ride through the heart of Music City, spotlighting new faces, rising stars, and the hottest voices in country music and beyond. With your host, Roger the Wild Child, and riding shotgun, his partners in crime, the talented producer, songwriter, and musician, Patrick James, and the rockin' rebel with a Nashville soul, Tiana Woods. Want to know the nitty-gritty straight out of Music City? We've got your Nashville music news. So, grab your boots, crank it up loud, and get ready to ride.
Roger! It's Roger the Wild Child Show!
All right, guys, welcome. It's Roger the Wild Child Show. Roger here along with Patrick.
What up, brother? How you doing, man?
We have a jam-packed show going on tonight.
Yes, we do, man. Yes, we do. I'm looking forward to it, man. I am
Absolutely
pumped. I'm stoked, dude.
Yes, and we're doing a world video premiere of Chad Brock's new song, Window on the Wall, which will be released on Friday. And we get the honor of releasing it early. So you can only watch it if you're watching the Roger the Wild Child Show.
Very cool. I'm stoked.
Yes.
I'm stoked, dude.
And then we've got two country artists with us tonight, Randy C. Moore and Jessie Blake. And Jessie Blake is also a singer-songwriter. I have to add that in. So
Yes,
other than that,
yeah, man, it's freaking totally a rad show tonight. Looking forward to it. A lot of talent in the room tonight. I'm dialing up my phone here. Okay, I'm ready to rock and roll.
okay. Hey, guys, get in the chat room, say hi, let us know where you're from. We'll pull you up on the screen and give you guys some shout-outs. So feel free to put in the comments that you're watching. I mean, the viewership is going up right now. Make sure you guys share this. Share, because we are having a world premiere exclusively on the Roger the Wild Child Show coming up. All right.
Pumped.
So, I am too. So, country hitmaker Chad Brock, known for classic hits like Ordinary Life, and his number one smash, Yes, is back after 22 years with brand new music. His latest single, Window on the Wall, drops this Friday, but tonight he's here to premiere the video exclusively with us. So let's make some noise out there. Let's hear it for the one and only Chad Brock.
Oh, goodness. What's happening?
What's happening,
What's
Chad?
up,
How are you, buddy?
Chad?
I'm good. Man, Roger, I appreciate the phone call the other day and getting this thing done the way it is, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. You know, I just thought it would be kind of cool. Be like, yeah, it's coming out Friday, but let's kind of give our audience a sneak peek.
Yeah, man. You know what? This song is kind of crazy that it's coming out now, but we recorded it probably 6 to 8 months ago, you know, and just getting ready. You know how the music business is. You never know when you're going to put one out, but we scheduled this for the 19th to come out months ago. And with all the stuff that's going on in the world, it's kind of maybe the right time for it to come out.
So 22 years.
Yeah.
So what's it been like, you know, not creating a music all those times and all of a sudden getting back into the seat here and be like, all right, I'm going to jam out a tune.
Well, you know, I took time off when the kids were little. I went to radio. I was doing radio and stuff like that for years, and I loved it. But you know as well as I know that radio has changed a whole lot,
Right,
since the mid '90s and early 2000s, even up to 2010, when everything kind of changed with CBS and everybody trying to fire everybody and putting everybody together, and so you only have maybe one guy doing 150 shows, so you're not really getting the kind of radio that I was used to having.
Right.
And so you know what? I'm glad I took that time off. I think I've come back as a lot better artist, I think, because I really know what I want to do now, and I don't have Warner Brothers going, you got to do this, and this is what we hear. It's what I hear now, and it's great. Yeah.
Well, good for you, man. I love that.
Yeah.
It's
A whole lot of
great.
fun.
Yeah, it's great when you could stretch your creativity and not have anybody stifling it.
Yeah. It really, it
Don't worry
truly
about
is. Yeah.
that next
It-
single and that next hit instead of just writing from what's inside. And then when you do that, that's when the next hit comes. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. When you have something to write about, it's kind of funny. I walked in one of the writing rooms in Nashville, and when you close the door, it says, if there's a little piece of paper, it says, if you don't have something to write about beer or trucks or red dirt roads. And I'm going like, I can't do that. I've got to have
right.
something that goes on in my world for me to write about. And it needs to be true, or, for me to make it, well, to have you listen to it and make you believe it.
Right.
you know?
Right. Yeah.
So
I'm with you on
Absolutely.
that. I'm with you on that, man.
So let's go to the chats real quick. Cameron says hi.
oh, that's my
The
son,
man, the myth, the
Yeah.
legendary finally returns to Nashville.
my boy. That's my boy.
Point the bomb says John Kane watching from
Yeah,
Brooksville,
Brooksville, Florida.
All right.
Yeah.
What up, Johnny?
Our girl Heather Wells says hi, boys. Whoop, whoop.
Hello, Heather. How are you?
Uh-huh. And Cameron did want to say Pop's looking fantastic.
Thank you, son. Hey, my son, I'm very proud of my children. My son is a United States Navy airman. And he is in,
Nice.
yes. and
Thank
he
you for
is
your
in,
service, brother.
Oklahoma
Absolutely,
City.
Cameron. Thank you.
He's 20 years old and he's already a petty officer. So that boy is
That
on
is
his way.
amazing. And my son's in the
Yes.
Air Force, and he just became an E5.
Awesome. That's what it's
Awesome.
all about. Yeah.
Absolutely, it is.
And my daughter's a
stuff.
nurse in Birmingham.
There you go.
There you go. You got to be
Beautiful.
proud of our
So
kids,
you're
right?
blessed. You're blessed.
Yeah, blessed. Absolutely.
Barbie Scott is saying hello to everybody with a bunch of waves.
Hello, Barbie.
And Marilyn Ellers is watching from Davenport, Florida. So
Marilyn came to, I did a show in Orlando, and Marilyn came over there and took a bunch of, thank you for the pictures, Marilyn, by the way. Thank you very much.
awesome. And so let's talk about the song. So
Yeah.
tell us, more details behind the scenes of this song.
This song I kind of put out on Facebook, and I just, hey, I'm going to start cutting. And all of a sudden I started getting songs, and it's crazy out there right now because there's so many great songs, so many great songwriters out there that are not getting the recognition they should have gotten over the years. When you don't write with an artist, sometimes you don't write with a producer or his team, sometimes you don't get cuts on records.
Right.
And Eddie Kilgallen, who is the keyboard player for Eddie Montgomery. Now, he was with Troy and Eddie for years. He was with me, he played with me, and he was also with Ricochet for years. And Eddie sent me this song. He dinged me about 4:30 in the morning and woke me up. I was mad. And I was mad until I listened to the song. And it hit me right in the heart because we're in a world now that's pretty divided. I mean, I don't have to even tell you, we're in a divided world.
Yeah.
And
We're in a
and
rough space right now.
yeah, and especially last week when Charlie was killed. I mean, that young man was unbelievable. He really
Unbelievable.
was.
Absolutely.
And so he's going to be missed. He could have been a future president. I know for a fact.
100%.
Oh, I agree. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
And
No questions about that.
with the way the world is going right now, we need to come together somehow, some way. We got to find the middle ground, or we're not gonna be around for a long time. We've seen,
Agreed.
all the different all the different countries in the world over the years, the Roman Empire, all that kind of stuff. They all fell, and I don't want to see that happen to us. We have a good thing going on here in the United States, and I love this country, and I don't want to see anything happen to it because I've got kids and they're going to have kids, and hopefully we can be set up for those children in the future to be okay. And Window is that kind of song, has this world forgotten how to love? And that's the first words of the song. And when I heard it, I went, oh, wow, that needs to be said now. And now that all that junk went on with Charlie last week and all the girl on the bus or on the train and the Ukrainian lady, it's just, we got to do something. We're a wonderful country. There's wonderful people in this country, and we need to get back to loving your neighbor. We really do. I don't care who you voted for. Just
Yeah.
be nice, be good, be nice.
Right?
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
it's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
And you don't have to praise somebody for being assassinated or murdered and, make a joke out
No,
of mockery out of it. I mean, what's this
no,
world come to be? It doesn't, like you said, it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on.
no.
We're one country, we're one nation,
We
you
are.
know? And, if something happens to somebody, we need to honor that
Yeah.
person, not make jokes about them.
Yeah.
And
You know,
I,
when you're scared of something, I truly believe there's a lot of people out there that were scared of Charlie Kirk and what he could do in the future for these kids and in college and the way that they're coming around to understand that the world is, you got to watch out for yourself. You got to do what you have to do for yourself, and don't run over people when you do it. And so many kids these days are starting to wake up and go, I didn't know that. I didn't know it at all because I was told one thing by somebody else, but it wasn't true. But
Mhm.
just listen. When I tell the kids, I
Yes.
tell my son, I know he's listening right now going, Dad, I've heard this from Dad 1,000 times. He really has. Both of my children have,
Yeah, of
if,
course.
if you're not, I tell folks, if you're a progressive person now, just wait till you have children and
Yeah.
wait till you're older, and
Yeah.
then you won't be,
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Real quick, L'Oreal Lavinia. I think I pronounced the name.
Yeah, L'Oreal is
Congratulations, Chad.
she's wonderful. She's wonderful. She's been a friend of mine for 25, 30 years, and she's been a fan that long too. And I love L'Oreal.
She can't wait for the single to drop on Friday. Glad to see her back at it.
Yeah, me
Guess what?
too.
You're going to hear it just a few minutes away.
All
So
right.
those of you who are watching, share this feed right now. We want to build up the viewership. Get in the chat, say, we want to hear the song. We want to see the video. Okay, window in the wall. Just type window in the
Type
in the
window.
chats. Yeah, just
That's awesome. That's
that's
awesome.
it. Just put in the chats, window in the wall or just window. It doesn't matter. Blow up the chat. Build the algorithm so that people can be like, what's going on here? What's going on, Roger the Wild Child show?
I don't even know what that means, but okay, I'll take algorithm. I know what it means. I'm just kidding, but that's a big word.
Now, this isn't the first time you've been on the show. You've been on the show a few times with us,
I
and I
have been,
actually look
yeah.
at you as
Yeah.
a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
So, I'm really glad that, it's funny how we all network together and, we, and then, we create friendships out of this, right?
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
such a small world that we live in, and this industry, I realize, is a lot smaller than
It is.
than you
As
think.
big as we think it is, it's really quite small. Everybody kind of knows everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a
We're
big
watching
world.
tonight the ACM Awards from 2000. I hadn't seen it. I was on it and hadn't seen it. And so I watched just about the whole thing tonight. And it's like, I've seen a whole lot of friends that I hadn't seen in a long time that I would see in Nashville. But there again, that's done in LA. When you're out in LA, you run into them and you hang out and you get on stage with them and you have fun. But then you don't see them for another year, or maybe you run
Right.
into them in Nashville. So it was good to see that show from 25 years ago, if I have to say that, but it was.
So
Hey,
I
it's
know
all-
go ahead, Patrick.
No, it's all good. Doesn't matter how many years ago it was. It was you were on it and it was there.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Piece
a lot
of
of fun.
history. Yeah, and that's what matters.
That dadgum Brad Paisley beat me out for New Artist of the Year, though. Who is he again? Brad who? I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, Cameron, why the beard looks so good? I remember coming in the show when I was 17 and watching Dad talking about coming back. Then now he's actually doing it, and it's awesome. Been sending the pre-save link out.
I'm gonna have to hire Cameron to do my publicity. Go, boy.
Yeah, he should be your PR person.
There you go.
Hey,
Barbie says, when I first met Chad, it was at Stillwater Saloon.
that's in Ocala, where I'm from, and it's a honky tonk that had. I mean, I used to beg people. I mean, it was Travis Tritt would go in there in 1987, and I would beg Travis, let me go up and sing one. And Confederate Railroad and a bunch of other bands would go
Nice.
through there, and And it was like me begging these guys to let me sing one or two. And that's the way it got with Mark Wills too. Just, when I was wrestling with WCW, I'd go into where Mark was playing at a place called the Buckboard in Marietta, Georgia. And Mark would he'd go take a break, and I'd get up with the band and play 4 or 5 songs. And that friendship has gone on since 1994.
That's
And
awesome.
he's been a wonderful friend of mine. He's a good dude, man. Breath singer.
Our
I
good
still
friend
this.
Brandon Morrill, he says, "Hey guys, love the show. Chad Brock, what's up, buddy? One of the best country artists ever."
Oh, that's nice.
you
Thank
go.
you, Brandon. Thank you,
Brandon
Brandon.
was part of our thing at not Kid Rock, John Bon Jovi's place, Patrick.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, he
yeah.
showed up
No,
for it.
he's a great guy. Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, this
I know
whole
you guys
thing is.
want it. Yeah, go ahead, Chad.
Go ahead, play it. Let's do it. I'm anxious.
I'm ready.
I want to see it.
I'm ready. Okay, and that's what. Okay, Jeannie can't wait to hear the song either. L'Oreal
Oh.
says.
Yeah, that's Jenny. That's L'Oreal's daughter, Jenny.
All righty.
Very
All
nice.
right, guys, get ready. It is time for the world video premiere, "Window in the Wall" by Chad Brock.
Has this world forgotten how to love? Are we blinded by the hate we let inside? No one's giving in or giving up. The lines are drawn and there's no compromise. This isn't who we are. It's time for us to start looking for a window in the wall. Maybe we can see the other side and find we're not so different after all. Looking for a window in the wall. Sometimes hearts can grow as cold as stone, then become the borders we can cross. The fertile fields of trust where love has grown slowly start to die when hope is lost. That's where we are right now. We can turn it all around by looking for a window in the wall. Maybe we can see the other side and find we're not so different after all. Looking for a window in the wall. We're waging war. We died enough, fighting for everything but love. It's time to heal and turn the page. Too much to lose, so much to say. Man, we gotta change. Looking for a window in the wall. Maybe we can see the other side and find we're not so different after all. Looking for a window in the wall. Looking for a window in the wall.
Wow,
All
what
right,
a
Chad.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
awesome song.
Yeah, you know
Fantastic.
what? This song, when Eddie and when they wrote it, it was a different lyric, a little bit of different thing, and they rewrote it for today's kind of a thing that's going on in the world. I mean, not just here in the United States, but in Russia and Ukraine and all the stuff that's going on in this world. We don't need to have. I mean, we have forgotten what it's really like to just live together as in unity and love and the whole 9 yards, and quit killing each other.
Yeah,
It's not that hard to do. Just stop.
I know.
It's a sad time, but you know what? Maybe we can learn, and there's going to be a whole lot of Charlie Kirks popping up everywhere, and I think that's good for young people. I truly do.
I believe so, and I believe
Yeah.
I'm
you
with
know
you on that.
if you heard his wife say you unleashed,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
over 50,000 chapters have
Yes.
applied
A turning point. Yeah.
of Turning Point right now,
Yeah.
and I
I
think
think
it's
it's
going to be the
wonderful.
new voice of America, and I
You know,
think people are
I hope so.
realizing.
I was worried about the youth, to be honest. I was worried that they wouldn't take up the mantle. I was really worried. But I look at my
Mhm.
son, I look at my daughter, I look at all the strong young people who are coming up, through the ranks, and who realize now that this is the best country, this republic that we live in. I hear so much about this democracy. No, this is not a democracy. It's a republic, and we're living in we live in the greatest country in the world. So let's stop what we're doing. Let's think about it. And the Bible was in my video a lot, and I think that's one of the reasons that I truly believe that Charlie reached a lot of young folks. You know, is
Yeah,
they're coming back to God, which is a wonderful thing. It truly is.
because
I
he's a
totally
Christian
agree.
too, not a
Yeah.
not a political person, but
No.
he's a diehard Christian, and he's got
Yeah.
his faith, his
Yeah.
family, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. Absolutely.
I feel like the
so
generation got lost, and I feel like the word he was preaching
Yeah.
was not preaching, but just making young people aware. The thing his freedom of speech, and he was
Yeah.
bipartisan in how he did it. So that's
Yeah. It really was.
so that's a good thing for the youth of America.
It really is. I mean, he was the kind of, and I didn't know him. I mean, he was 31 years old. I'm 62 years old now. He's
Yeah.
half my age, but I respected that young man for what he stood for and what he did.
And
You
and a
know,
lot of people did not know who he was
no, they
until
know
he was
now.
assassinated.
They
Oh
know
yeah, they
now.
do. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they do.
Yeah. They sure do.
So
They know now.
Yeah, what you're talking about is a bipartisan thing, man.
It is.
It's not a left and right thing. Man.
No.
It's like this. We live in a free country, and it's open for debate. And I'm always open to hear all sides of the story, but
Yeah.
we have to have a common ground, and we
Yeah.
have to have the love for our country and of each other. Period.
That's the second one. You know, the
bottom
love for the
line.
country is wonderful, but the love for each other is even better.
That's what combined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you don't love the country, there's really no use of you really being
Correct.
here.
Correct.
You can't love one another as human beings because we're all different. We all
Yep.
have the same common denominator, and we should all want the best for our country, for our families, for our
Yeah.
children, for our friends and neighbors, and that's the bottom line. Is how I see it. No.
Yeah. You know what?
100%.
I believe again. I believe that we can do this again. I was worried for a very long time, but I do have some really good thoughts about, who's coming up, those 20-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, and the Gen Z, I guess you want to call them. I'm okay with them now. I think they're going to be all right. And I was worried about that for a long time. I really was.
yeah, because we
Yeah.
all have kids in
Great
that
tune,
age.
great video, great song, man.
Thanks.
We
Thanks.
wish you the best of luck, man. I hope you have a number one with it.
I hope so, man. It'd be nice to have another one.
Yeah,
I
man.
like that mailbox money.
Yeah, I
you
hear
know.
you.
But
I
here's
hear ya.
here's the deal about this whole thing. It's not about how good that song is. It's about how good I can follow it up, and then follow it up,
I
and then
got
follow
you.
it up.
I'm
So
with you.
we have taken our time finding the right songs. I mean, I'm telling you, I've written some stuff that I am so happy with. It would just blow your mind. I'm just so excited about it. And we got to keep them going, song after song after song after song. And
Amen.
that's the only thing that'll work. Yeah.
The song will set you free, man. That's my line.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
That's my
So
line.
you're releasing the song on Friday.
Friday.
Is it Is it going to be on the? It's obviously going to be on the all the platforms.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it being released to radio?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's doing everything on Friday. We're doing it to social media, dude. It's so different than when I was coming up through Warner Brothers. You know, there was no social media. There was some, but we didn't really think about it. You know, it was more, let's get out the radio and pound it, pound it, pound it, and then hope you have a great song. And yes, worked for me really well, and I'm hoping and praying that window will be listened to from a bipartisan way of looking at things,
Right.
and go, man, we need to do that. We need this song. We need this in our world today.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's a great way of looking at it, bro.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Chad. Thank you. You're welcome
Thank
to stick
you.
around if you want. I don't know if you got to run out the door or whatever, but
Most likely, yeah.
Well, yeah, Chad, tell everybody where they can find all your socials.
Chad Brock Music. If you put in Chad Brock Music, you should be able to find me on Facebook, on Instagram. Look, now I don't know what I'm doing on that, so I've got the younger folks that do it for me. I've got a group at SSM that do all my social media stuff.
I got
we're
you.
on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of stuff like that.
Okay.
But everybody else is on. So
Chad Brock Music.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, great.
awesome. All right, Chad. Thank you so much.
Thank
Great
you.
coming back. I know we'll have you back on the show later
Best
in the
of luck,
future.
brother.
And
Appreciate
for
it.
your kids and everything, keep up the great work. You
I
guys
will.
are awesome. You got a great dad here.
Well, thank you.
Best of
See you
luck.
guys.
Alrighty.
Best of
Take
luck.
care.
All right, thanks,
Bye-bye.
Chad. All right, Chad
Great.
Brock there with his world video premiere.
Great
Such a good
video.
song
Great
it
song,
was.
man.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Great message.
so-
Great song.
So our next guest, Texas native and member of the European Country Music Hall of Fame, Randy C. Moore, has spent his life making music that's touched audiences around the world. From playing Gillies as a teenager to guest starring on the Grand Ole Opry, touring internationally, and even co-writing with Carl Perkins, Randy's career is filled with legendary moments. Please welcome to the show, Randy C. Moore. Hello, Randy.
Hey, Randy. How are you?
How you guys doing?
Great. How are
We're
you?
doing
Welcome to
awesome.
the show.
Fantastic. Everything's great.
Wonderful.
That was
Awesome.
man. That was an inspiring. That was an inspiring video, an inspiring record he's got there. I'm glad when somebody comes back, they come back with something like that. That's good
Yeah.
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, me too, man. That was wonderful. Yeah, that was wonderful. Yeah,
Talking
he
about
really-
coming out with the punches.
Yeah, exactly.
perfect timing for a track like that too, you know.
Well, I mean, he's a former pro wrestler. I would think that he would be able to get some stuff done in A&R meetings that most people wouldn't be able to get done.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
body slam.
I was just gonna say that.
Person on the table or something. All right.
Yeah. You better play this record because I'm gonna slam you through the wall.
Exactly.
So
Anyway.
Randy, you were already cutting records and getting Texas radio play at the age of 15 years old. That's amazing. What do you remember most about those early days?
How different it was, and almost how it's changed so much that it's almost like looking at a history book instead of knowing that you lived through it. As far as like traveling around to radio stations and getting your little single played that you recorded, and getting to be friends with disc jockeys who some of them aren't even around anymore. Some of them are still around. They're doing something else.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I mean, it's not really what I aspired to do originally. I'm a guy who paints pictures. I'm an artist, but I found out that playing
that's
music
cool.
and playing guitar, you could get more girls that way. So I just I went into that, and it's refreshing to hear other artists actually say that I actually go, wow, that's a really serious artist. Wait a minute, you got into this for girls? Hey, I got into this for girls.
Absolutely.
So yeah, but it was really fun, like it is now. And I always tell people whenever I'm playing, or they go, man, you look like you're having a great time. I said, look, if I ain't having fun, they ain't having fun.
Absolutely.
That's the way it is, and I'm here to kind of take y'all away from whatever the heck that you want to get away from for a little while. That's about it.
Yeah, fun fact about you though, you performed at Gillies and later at the Grand Ole Opry before you even graduated high school. That's amazing. How did the experiences shape your path in country music?
Um, well, let me see. But rephrase that question again. That was a complicated one there. Go ahead. Do it again.
Okay, so you obviously played at Gillies. You played at Grand Ole Opry, right?
Right.
You did
Right.
all this before graduating high school. How did this experience alone shape your path in country music? What got
Um,
you to where you are?
I think what it did is first of all, it made me know that I was kind of comfortable with being in that environment.
Mhm.
I'd had when I was younger, I'd had a rock and roll band, and we played for dances for the school and everything, and that was all well and good. But now, I'm this kid, and I'm playing for these people who are all about twice my age, and they're really, really enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm enjoying doing it too. So I'm going, this is really like something that I really think that I really want to do, and really, I did not get that serious about it probably until after I got maybe into my 20s. I thought, I need to really make a decision here. So that's what I did. I just pushed things forward and stayed in music. But those early things, like when you play the Grand Ole Opry, for instance, it's another one of those experiences that you're on stage and then all of a sudden you're off stage. It goes so fast.
Yeah.
When you play at Gillies, you hang around all night and you talk to people while they're all drinking beer and stuff. I remember one of the times I was at Gillies, I met a songwriter, a very famous songwriter by the name of Floyd Tillman. And I had a single out, and on the B side of the single was a song called You Are My Sunshine, which was famous by a guy named Jimmy Davis. It was a very famous song. My grandmother used to sing it to me. So I told Floyd Tillman, he said, well, what are you doing, son? And I told him about my record. And he said, I'm glad to hear that you recorded You Are My Sunshine. I said, yes, sir. He said, you know who wrote that? I said, well, Jimmy Davis did. He goes, nope. He says, I wrote it. I said, you wrote it? He goes, yep. Sold it to Jimmy Davis for $50 because I needed it.
Wow.
Nice.
So I got to hear stories like that. And I got to be familiar with people like Floyd Tillman and Archie Yancey, the first disc jockey who really got me into all this and stuff. And I realized that what they were doing is they were enjoying themselves and they were making sure that it was working. They were making sure that they were making people happy with what they were doing. So I tell people all the time when they say, what do you do for a living? I say, I get to make people happy. This is what I get to do.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
now here's another fun fact about you. You had the chance to co-write Big Bertha with Carl Perkins, later recorded by Ronnie Millsap and Vince Gill. How did the collaboration come about?
Well, I wrote songs in Nashville for years with a lady by the name of Dottie Moore. She's not related to me, but we say that we're brother and sister from some other mother. So Dottie knew Carl real well. She had written songs with Carl. In fact, she wrote a song with Carl called A Mile Out of Memphis, which was on one of his records. And it was also recorded by another country artist at the time. This is around 1995 or something. So she said, Randy, would you ever like to sit down and write songs with Carl? I said, okay, how fast can I run to that?
Yeah.
So she got me introduced to Carl's family. So I started writing songs with Carl's daughter. And then one day I show up down there in Jackson, Tennessee, and here comes Carl walking across the backyard. And it scared me because he looked seriously like my dad. I thought, this looks like my dad walking towards me. And he kind of walked the same way my dad was. My dad was from West Tennessee. He was from Memphis, grew up in Memphis and in Holly Springs, Mississippi. Carl was same kind of guy, wore blue jeans that had the crease in the middle of the blue jeans and had the whitest Reebok tennis shoes you would ever want, and had a hat on. It was some kind of tractor hat or something, blue jean jacket and one of those flannel shirts. I'm telling you, it's like, well, you look like you just picked out stuff in my dad's closet and just started walking towards me. And we really kind of just clicked that day. And we wrote a song that day. And then we worked on other material subsequently. And this Big Bertha thing came along because Carl was an avid golfer. He's a big outdoorsman. He loved to hunt and loved to fish, and he loved to play golf. Well, a Big Bertha golf club is something for golfers to want to hit the ball really far because of the way it's built. So Carl, he had to have one. So he got one. Well, somebody stole it from him one day, and he don't know who did it. So he went back home, and he fumed and he fussed, and he didn't know what to do. So his daughter, Debbie, said, well, why don't you just write a song about it? So he starts working on this song, and the next thing I know, Carl's song and Debbie and Carl, they all end up in my lap with this song. So, well, we need to finish this. I'm, well, I can certainly help you finish it. So we finished it up. The song got demoed. This is what's really strange. This is like over 20 years ago now. The song got demoed by Ronnie Millsap, and it didn't make it on his big retrospective album that they did over at RCA. They did a double album. It almost made it on the album, and I thought, well, that's it. And then I get a call in 2021 from his record label, Black River Entertainment, and they said, hey, you're the guy who's involved with Big Bertha. I said, yeah. I said, can you send us all the information on that? Ronnie wants to put that on his record. And I went, damn, great. You know, so then they had the wherewithal to get Vince Gill to sing on it too, because it's a really great little rockabilly kind of a number. I actually recorded the song myself down at Sun Records in 2003, and it's just the thing's just got a life of its own, man. You know.
Yeah. Well, you just released a new song. It's actually a classic song that you just redone. Cats in the Cradle.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another, once again, you know, I've gotten to where things kind of just fall in my lap, which are the things that usually work. Anything I've ever tried to force or tried to plan, forget it. I quit planning stuff. I was like, you know, if it doesn't come to me and it's just not going to work. So a friend of mine who's a film producer who actually helped Carl later in his career get a bunch of stuff going on. He actually helped put Carl's last album together that had people like Bono on it and Johnny Cash and different people like that, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So this guy, his name is Rick Korn is his name. He's got a film production company, and he's been involved doing different film projects the last, 5-10 years or so. And he landed in this thing with Harry Chapin's family, and they got to talking, and they said, well, you know, Cats in a Cradle, it's going to be 50 years old here pretty soon. And he said, well, we should do something around that. And they said, well, absolutely. So they organized this whole thing. It's a film that celebrates the song Cats in the Cradle, and they do a lot of interviews with people like Billy Joel and people like Judy Collins and Robert Lamb, different people who are contemporaries of Harry Chapin. And so Rick calls me and he says, I want you to be on this. And I said, are you trying to bring the ratings for your film down? Is that your goal? He goes, no. He says, seriously, he says, I want your insight on it. I want you to want to hear what a songwriter that I respect and a creative guy that I respect. I want to hear what you have to say about the record and how it affected you, and you know if it did have any effect on you. And I said, oh yeah, it did, definitely. You know, that song is a powerful message, and you can't get it out of your head once you've heard it a few times. And as evidenced by whenever I'm out singing it somewhere, there's people out there lip syncing it. And they're not my age. They're younger. They're older. They're all over the map. So I said, well, you know, I'll do a version of this song. And he goes, well, yeah, go ahead and do it. So we set the whole thing up and shot it here at my house. And I recorded it. And then when I listened back, I went, you know, it doesn't sound too half bad. So I called up a friend of mine in Nashville who I've made records with before. Barry Sanders is his name, not the football player, Barry Sanders. But Barry, I said, what do you think of this? You think we could make a record of this? He goes, yeah. He says, I think we got something here. So we turned out a record of Cats in the Cradle, my version. We released it on Father's Day of this year. Now, it's preceding the actual film, which is going to be the first week of November. It's going to be on Amazon Prime and on Apple Music. It'll be streaming and it's going to be worldwide and all this kind of stuff. And there's going to be a few other events surrounding it. Of course, there'll be a premiere for the film as well. But then they're also going to link it up with Harry Chapin had a thing called a Hungerthon that he did every year. He started this back in 1973, 74. And his question was always, why hunger? And the question, why hunger, was, why should anybody go hungry in this world? They shouldn't. People should have a decent meal. So he started this, and it's still going on today. So that's going to happen in December. There's going to be a concert in New Jersey at the Stone Pony in Asbury.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I may be doing that one too. So
You want to hear
Wonderful.
Cats in the Cradle?
yeah, Cats in the Cradle. You want to hear it?
I want to hear it.
All right. Let me go. I've got the dreaded drop D on this. The child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in a usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for me, knew it as he grew. He said, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Daddy, don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. Son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today. He looked at me. He said, that's okay. And I heard him say as he walked away, he said, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, the little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, Daddy, don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, I came to college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'm feeling like, Dad, is borrowing the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. Long since retired, my son moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I could find the time. You see, the new job's a hassle, the kids with the flu. It was sure nice talking to you, Dad. It was sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you're coming home, sonny, don't know when. We'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. Gonna have a good time then, Dad. Gonna have a good time then.
All right.
Awesome, dude.
That was great.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Love it. Here you go, man. You get my official thumbs up, bro.
There
Okay,
you go.
look at
I
that.
get a double one right here.
Flying from a fickle finger of fate.
There you go. That was
All
great.
right.
It really sounded really great. Really enjoyed it. Really
All
enjoyed
right,
it.
Randy, where can everybody find you?
Well, they can go to my website, randycmoore.com, or they can, if you type in Randy C. Moore Music, it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, And of course, friends of Randy C. Moore. You can see a lot of schedules and a lot of things like that. My website has got a lot of videos, and you can find out where to download my music because, heck, it's everywhere. It's streaming all over the darn place. Spotify and spot of this and spot of that. And, it's just, I'm tickled to death that anybody actually wants to hear this stuff. So it's really a fun thing to do, and for anybody who wants to do this kind of thing, I say go for it. Just whatever you do, just be happy with it because you just never know where it's going to take you.
Alrighty, Randy Seymour,
Wonderful.
thank you so much, man. I appreciate
Excellent,
you.
Randy. Sounded great, man. Best of luck, my friend.
Thank you, brother.
All right. Great, amazing Texas artist. Got a lot of history behind him.
Oh yeah.
Worked
Wonderful.
with some great people. I mean, come on, you couldn't ask for another great artist like him.
Great backstory. Great stories, man. It's awesome. Well deserved. He's the real deal. Legit.
So speaking of Texas, Texas-born singer-songwriter Jessie Blake is quickly rising in the country scene with his album The Dead Man's Hand, with charting singles like Hooks on My Boots and New Old Outlaws, and his current hit Birds of a Feather. Jessie's heartfelt songs and high energy performances are winning fans across the U.S. and beyond. Please welcome Jessie Blake to the show. Hello, Jessie.
Hello.
Woo! What's up, dude? How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Good.
And your fans are already blowing up the chat, by the way. Sandra says, shout out from Texas, proud supporter of Jessie Blake. And Tammy on YouTube says, another Jessie Blake supporter from Springtown, Texas.
Appreciate that. Yeah, they're nice people. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
And I'm from Houston, so Katy, Texas, actually.
I lived in Spring, Texas before for a little while.
Okay.
Back in 9/11. Actually, I was there working at a dealership when 9/11 hit.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Remember where I was that very moment, what was going on. Yeah.
Yeah. And quite
Have
a
you
moment.
ever played at the Houston Rodeo?
I have not. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'd love to. I missed out getting booked for it last year.
Oh, wow.
But I'd love to be able to do it this year.
I mean,
It's
you never know.
already booked.
You might get lucky on that one. So,
Right.
And whenever you play in the Houston area and I'm back home, I'll have to come and check you out.
Oh, cool. I appreciate it.
Right on.
So, Jesse, you've been called one of Texas's exciting new country voices. When did you find or first know music was the path for you?
Well, it took a long time. It took a lot of convincing. My voice has always been my insecurity. I can be the funny guy at the party, but to get in front of everybody and sing and try to act like or feel like that I have anything to offer anyone has been quite a feat. It took a lot of encouragement. It's many years.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. I'm a late bloomer, I guess you'd say. I've been on the scene for about the last 2.5 years, and I've learned a lot. I've met a lot of people, a lot of good people, and I've met the other kind of people too.
Yeah, unfortunately, it happens.
Yeah. You just got to keep pressing forward to see what all you can come up with. Met some good songwriters. Frank Myers, who he wrote I Swear for John Michael Montgomery. He writes for me. And
Cool.
Bernie Nelson wrote Daddy Never Was Cadillac Kind. That's his big claim to fame, but he's got hits with like Conway Twitty, Chris Ledoux, things of that nature. He got over 40 plus hits to his name. And I've been trying to get him there with one of his Ghosts and Angels was one I did for him last year. It was Grammy considered in 2024, and didn't make the cut. But it's to be this new
At
into
least
it.
the consideration was good.
Yeah. I was proud to be there, but actually shocked. I'm shocked how it's all been going. Just to be honest with you, it's been fun. If it all ended today, I've had a good time. But off the album Dead Man's Hand. I released 4 songs on it. They've all charted, and I've been very fortunate there. I was just a Texas artist for about the first 2 releases, and then Ghosts and Angels I went out nationally, and then just now released another song, Birds of a Feather, which is set to 28 right now nationally. And,
Nice.
thank you. Yeah, I wrote that one. I'm really shocked because that was just an album filler.
Yeah. Well, Dead Man's Hand was recorded at the historic Omni Sound Studio in Nashville. How was that experience for you?
Man, I tell you what, I was one of the last artists to get to record in it. You know, they tore it down a couple months after that. I mean, it's gone.
Wow.
And you know, when you're sitting in the same booth where Marty Robbins recorded his albums, I mean, think how you'd feel. My hair's standing up on me. I mean, I was scared to death in there. I was like, what am I doing here? I don't belong. These people are just so more on a different level than I am, you know. But I guess you got to start somewhere, you know. And
Yeah, man. Yeah.
from Marty Robbins all the way up to the new artists that are in there. You know, Miranda Lambert cut her first 3 albums through there. They all went platinum. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I had a lot of the same people that played for these big artists that are on my album that played on my album, all country music hall of famers. So
Wonderful.
yeah, it turned out really good. I mean, I'm first, you know, it's my only album I've ever cut in my life. So it sounded good. It sounded good enough to me. Actually, I pulled a couple songs off of it because I just didn't like them. Songs that I wrote. Just because I didn't like them, but I'm my worst critic, and everybody was telling me I was a fool for pulling it off. I was like, well, we got time. We'll do another one after we see how this one goes.
So, Randy, how do Texas crowds compare to audiences in other parts of the country or even internationally?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Oh, how do Texas crowds compare to audiences in other parts of the country and internationally?
You know, I can't say one or the other, that like one's better than the other, because they've all treated me very well. I've been very responsive, you know, supportive. You know, when somebody comes to my show, buys a ticket, I'm just like, I'm flattered, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, if they buy some merch, then I'm like ecstatic, you know, because they don't owe me nothing. You know, they don't owe me to do any of that stuff.
Right.
So,
Right.
just to even get a koozie or you know, wrist bracelets got my name on it. You know, I'm flattered that they do that. Anybody spend any money towards me, I'm just like, wow. But I've got to learn that I've been in sales my whole life, and I've been able to promote a different product. You know, I was a Kirby vacuum cleaner for a long time, door-to-door window salesman, car salesman, and hardest thing I've ever learned to promote is yourself. It's weird. It's different. You feel like you're being egotistical when you say to somebody, hey, look, you hand them a card, say, look, what kind of music you listen to, and they say, well, I like country music. Well, I'm a country music singer-songwriter. I feel like I'm tooting my horn, but, you know, that there's still a lot of people who don't know me, tons. So I try to talk to everyone that I can.
Well, they will. They will.
Oh, they will. In time.
I want to hear something from you, Jesse.
What's that?
I want to hear something from you.
A song? Is that what you asked for? Is a song?
A song, yes.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm not sure what you want to hear. Let's do Birds of a Feather. It's out right now. I think that's it's probably run its course. It's on its 12th week out on the national charts. Here in Texas, it's already pretty much ran its course. So we're kind of waiting for it to drop down there, and then we're going to release a known called The Dead Man's Hand, which is the name of the actual album. This one was the fun one. That morning sun burns away the night. Early every morning we take a flight, making a life together with all our friends. We built our love out on a limb. Now we can't seem to find that tree again. The roots run deep and weather in sin. When they run shallow, you'll never know who will be the first one to come. Yeah, birds of a feather flock together. I can't see where you are right now. We parted ways when we ran into weather. I'd love to catch up with you somehow. When your wings are wet, you can never fly. That's the way you were the other night. You broke down and you began to cry. I never understood the reason why. Till I found you took flight with another man. Now to take you back, I understand. I met someone else you'll never know. We made love a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, birds of feather flock together. I can't see where you are right now. Parted ways when we ran into weather. I'd love to catch up with you somehow. We can't stay away, I must confess. Even though our love life's a mess. When you keep doing the same, it's evident. But insanity wasn't what we meant. Yeah, birds of a feather flock together. I can't see where you are right now. Parted ways when we ran into weather. I'd love to catch up with you somehow.
All right. That was great, man.
Song.
I appreciate that.
Fabulous. And you get the thumbs up too.
Of course, you get the double ones.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sound great, man. Sound great. So do you get out and do you do some dates? Do you travel a lot? Do you do a lot of shows?
Actually, I've got do a show this Friday, and I've got a meet and greet at Cavender's Boot City over in Tyler, Texas this weekend on Saturday. Be performing after that, and then next week I go do a private party, and then next month we start over, and I'm at the Pura Vida Awards, Tejano Awards.
Okay.
I was told by the owner I'm going to be the only white boy there.
Okay.
So he said I'll be the only Weddle. Weddle is what he keeps using. Weddle, white boy. So
Nice.
The largest Tejano show here in Texas, I'll be at that October 18th, performing live, which is supposed to be synced around the world, I guess. It'll be on all your streaming platforms and your Roku TV and stuff like that.
Okay, great. Great.
So where can everybody find you, Randy? I mean, Jessie.
Jesse. You can find me on any streaming platform except Spotify. I don't know what happened there. I had a whole album up, and all of a sudden they knocked me down to two songs. We're still trying to figure out what's going on there. You know, Cody Johnson has a problem with them removing one of his songs before, and it was kind of weird because I know he ain't out there stealing anybody's music because he don't need to. He writes his own, and he's great. But we're trying to get that back up. But I'm on 150 plus streaming platforms like your Facebook, TikTok, and all the rest of the stuff globally. I'm on 12,000 radio stations east to west coast. I'm about 260 countries right now. So
keep it up, man. Keep it up.
Keep it up. So what's your handle? Where everybody can find your stuff?
They can find me at let's say Jesse Blake. Everything's at Jesse Blake. TikTok, Facebook, Jesse Blake Music, at Jesse Blake Music, Jesse Blake Music, Jesse Blake Music. Everything.
Perfect.
Even my emails and stuff like that.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Well, Jesse, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking some time and joining us tonight.
Oh, thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right, man. Keep up the
Sounded
great work.
great. the best of luck to you.
Thank you. I appreciate
Down
it.
the road, man. Come back to the
Thanks,
show.
fellas. Thank y'all. Y'all have a great evening.
All right,
Bye-bye.
you too. What a dynamite hour we had.
Excellent, man. That was filled with some great stuff, man.
And we didn't even have Tiana here this week. She
I
took
know.
she had to take the night off, but it's all right, We all have to do that once in a while.
Absolutely.
Next week we'll be off. We'll be off next week. I'll be doing some traveling, and then we'll be back on the week after. So
Okay. Fantastic. Well, that was a great
Awesome.
show. I really enjoyed it. A lot of great music, a lot of great artists, and we wish them all well, right? On their new music and their new ventures.
Absolutely. All right, guys, make sure you guys check out Chad Brock's new song as it's released and push it all over the place and make it #1 on radio. Okay. So
Absolutely.
it's going to be like the comeback artist, So
We all wish him the best of luck.
Yes, absolutely.
Great song.
All right, guys, you have yourself a great night. Enjoy your week. We'll see you back here in about 2 weeks.
Okay. See you in 2 weeks. And I also wanted to just say Time by Anything About Human dropped last on the 12th, 9/12th. So it's out.
Okay, awesome.
It's out for a week now. We have a video coming out soon, and we're going to be announcing some tour dates. So anythingbuthuman.com and all socials. So go check that out. Go to Spotify and download it and tell all your friends.
Awesome. All right, Patrick, can't wait to see it. All right, guys, have a great night.
Good night.